Hi, I'm Bill Fluharty, back from the Keller Futures Center, and we're in the middle of our project, The Future of Career Services. And we want to take a little break to introduce you to an interesting person. In our process, one of the great things about it is it's very open and it's very collaborative. And because we're kind of new at this social innovation focus, we have a lot of people who are interested in what we're doing. We love to have people come and visit and participate. And Jan Mathorne here is an example of this. Jan is a director, IT director at N&W Global Vending Group, which is a European company that makes vending machines. He also has a personal interest in innovation and was curious about our program and thought he'd stop by and participate in one of the sessions. And he contributed just recently with our research analysis session. Jan, thanks for coming by. It's been great to have you here today.
Been great being here, yeah.
Could you just tell us a little bit about your personal interest relative to innovation and then your opinions about innovation and business?
I can do that. First of all, innovation is for me a tool in my manager's toolbox. I have a lot of different tools there that I can use in specific situations. Life futuring is another tool. And for me, innovation is a very important tool because innovation, development, changes is a fundamental part of what I am doing and what I have been doing throughout my entire career. I've headed a lot of changes in companies, from restructuring to redirecting the companies. Right now, the change is more negative because I'm also in the management team of closing a company in Denmark. But all of it is in changes, and innovation for me is really the fundamental part of changes. Sometimes change is more dramatic, because for me innovation is really when you can do a major jump in a new and maybe unexpected direction.
When we met earlier today, you mentioned you have a personal interest in futuring or foresight. Could you give us a brief explanation of that?
Yes, I can do that. When you are working with management, especially on management on a higher level, a part of it is also to look into the future and see what is coming. Normally, when you do this strategic part, you look 3 to 5 years ahead. Personally, I think also it's important to take a step further out in the future and see what could be there that may not impact you at the short-term level, but at the long-term level. For instance, there are examples of people saying that the oil will more or less will disappear within the next 20 to 30 years. If that's the case, how will that impact our ability to produce, to do logistics, distribute our goods? These are things you need to have in the back of your head, both as a manager, but in the end also as a citizen, because it will impact your life completely. That's just one example. There are many of other examples of things that is coming up that can really impact your work life and your civilian life in the long future.
What are some of the futuring organizations in Europe that you're a member of?
In Europe, I'm a member of what is called the Danish Institute for Futuring Studies. It's located in Copenhagen. They're really out and about and getting into the companies, helping the companies with futuring, giving inspiration, but also doing seminars for the companies so they can get through these futuring seminars.
Our project, as you know, is about the future of career services. In Europe, how do you think students are preparing for work or the workplace?
Students are preparing, I would say, taking Europe is very, very broad because we are really shattered. Europe is not one very homogene entity. We are very different, very depending on our history and our current situations and so on. And if you take a country like Germany, large country where to a high degree you can rely on your own language and things that have been developed. Denmark, we are 5.5 million. nothing more than you have in a larger US city. We have a native language called Danish, but we can't expect people in Germany or France or in US to understand and speak our language. So we have to adapt. And language is only one area out of many areas where we as a Dane have to adapt if we want to exist as a nation. And that's the way we have built up, if you look into the Danish school system and our structures, is really ability to adapt to the surrounding world.
Do you feel that students in your part of the world have a lot of support in preparing for and finding a career?
Yes, they do have, but in a very different way than I experienced today when we went through the sessions that you conducted here. The support is more related to single entities at universities or to specific areas on the internet where you can find the information. So it's very centralized. And then of course you have the normal access through books you can find in libraries and so on. Plus, even in schools it will start. So you have specific teachers in the schools, in the small grade school system that can advise on education. In the last part of the small grade school system, kids are actually going out for 1 week each year and try to be a fireman or office clerk of some kind. Right. So they really experience what it will say to be out in specific job positions.
Is that a pretty common practice throughout Europe?
No. I would not say, I have not a completely idea throughout Europe. It differs from country to country. When I ask about it with colleagues from other countries, some do have it, some don't.
So you're kind of hinting that businesses actually accept students in to show them what the work is like.
Yes.
Is that pretty common? Is the partnership between business and education very collaborative?
Yes, to a high degree, but there is, let me come back to, there is also some disadvantages in this. To a high degree, yes, because we actually work with schools. We have these school students coming in and give them a test or a sample of how it will be to be in a job. We have school classes coming in. For instance, I have once in a while a school class that comes to hear about the structure we have in the company, how we operate specific systems and how we manage specific procedures. So they can map what they hear we do in real life compared to what the teacher is telling. For instance, one of the big things at the moment is how you outsource programming to India, for instance. I heard a lot about it in the school classes. So they come, how do you really, do you do it? How do you do it? What are the criteria you put up if you do these kind of things? So to that aspect, yes. We in Denmark, and it's my experience also to some degree in the rest of Europe, focus more of experience, job experience, than educations. So it's not that it doesn't count to have a bachelor or master, but it counts more to have job experience. And this is to the new graduates sometimes a disadvantage, because they come and the only thing they can present is a exams paper. And now they are out there in the job market and have to compete with the other guys that have, on top of their exams paper, have 3-4 years of experience. And especially here where we had the financial crisis, we actually have 1-year students that is really suffering, because they came out at the time where there really was a decrease in open positions. They're still there, but now the next school years, students are coming out, newly graduated. They have not been, can we say, not doing anything for 1 year, and this is a big disadvantage for the kids that came out last year. They have a really tough time to get a position. For that matter, it's also very important for students in our system to try to have a work besides their education. be in 7-Eleven, be at a gas station, you know, have different kind of work so you can demonstrate when you have your exams paper that you actually also had some kind of job experience.
That's good information. At N&W Global Vending Group, the company you work for, how does innovation work, or what is its role within your company?
It's primarily related to development of products. But we see our products as we are business to business. So we sell to operators who put their vending machines out in, can be universities, for instance. These people have a huge interest to have the most optimal service and resupply of their vending machines. So our innovations is very much directed to how can we make our operators' life easier. Can we have a communication directly from the vending machine to central systems? So the person maintaining the system know in advance that the part soon will need to be replaced. Some cleaning soon will need to happen, some resupply of coffee, filters, whatever needs to be done. All these things that can make his business more profitable. These are the directions that is very, very focused, and we have a very huge area around development in the company. Then, of course, we also look into how we can develop our business. That is more, can we say, not so organized as our research and development area.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and we appreciate you stopping by for our session today, and we hope you can stop by again and join us in the future.
I would be very happy to. Thank you, Ben.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.